So I have recently been looking at the book of Joshua, and I've found it so inspiring, particularly those first 4 chapters that talk about Joshua and the Israelites crossing the Jordan, one incredible miracle as God stops the water and going into the promised land. And I feel like there are just a few things that we can learn. Well, there's loads of things we could learn from those chapters. Why not have a read? One thing is we can learn about God, and God is to be trusted. He is faithful to his promises. He had promised this promised land to them, and he was taking them there. He's also ultimately the leader. He is the one who directs. He is our guide. He's also the miracle worker. He can do big things. God can do great things. And then, in order to fulfill his purposes, he will support us and encourage us and direct us and provide for us and sustain us as we seek to follow him. And so as Joshua was leading, he was trying to fill the shoes of Moses, if you like. He was stepping into those big shoes. Maybe he felt discouraged, maybe he felt weak, and God comes alongside and says, don't be discouraged. Be strong and courageous. Maybe God was saying that because of the previous leader of Moses, I don't know. But he comes alongside Joshua, and Joshua decides to go forward, that he leads, and he leads in the way that he knows best. He leads by faithfully obeying and serving God. And in that, other people therefore faithfully serve and obey God. In fact, he sends out some guys to spy out the land. They're willing to risk their lives for the purposes of God, and because they put their trust in Joshua as well. And there are others that risk their lives, like Rahab risks her life because she sees that God is an almighty God, and she's honoured as a result. Her life is spared, and we need to be doing that as people sacrifice things for us. Are we honouring those people who are making sacrifices for us? So at the end of that incredible miracle, as Joshua leads the Israelites across the Jordan, you might remember that then they take 12 stones from the river and put them up as a memorial to God. And that is a great encouragement for us to share those stories of what God has done, and not to forget and to remember what God has done, because those are the things that are going to encourage us in the future. God has placed us where we are. And if you remember, as the Israelites crossed the Red Sea, they were crossing into safety, but they were also crossing into wilderness. And as they crossed into the Jordan, they were crossing into battle, but also victory. Now, God is leading us into different spaces in our lives, but he is always with us. He is always leading us, and he is faithful to his promises, and he is a good God. So as we lead, let's put our trust and faith in this great God.